Hello, YouTube. It's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Season 8, Episode 5. The nearest exit may be behind you. So we're just going to get on to it. Happy New Year, everybody. First video of 2026 here on Nathan Tip 2 page. First couple I want to talk is let's get them out the way. The couple who I really can't stand. This is the only couple I really can't stand this season, and that's Emma and Zia. So Emma and Zia, they're out and they went out to take a cooking class, basically. Emma told Zia that she doesn't cook and that she can only make toast for him or whatever and everything. And Zia's just like, wow, really? And everything. Prior to their cooking class, Emma's out trying to find some oil for her hair, out in Morocco and everything, and nobody can understand what she's really asking and saying, basically, and everything and stuff. So they're taking a class and everything, and Emma really wants to meet Zia's family, but Zia is really hesitant about it. She asked him, have you told your family about me? And he said yeah, but he's really uncertain about them, her wanting them meeting her and stuff and everything. I think they're going to meet, well, at least meet some couple members of the family in next week's episode, but he's really hesitant and everything, and she feels like he's hiding her and stuff and everything. Then it just goes back into all kinds of questions about what's he really doing. Because remember last week, Emma had said that she got an extension on her phone to see how many people that Zia is following on social media, and he keeps following thousands of women on social media and stuff. She's asked them, have you spoken to these girls? Now, she said that remember they had that argument about him talking to another girl and everything, and he denied it basically and everything. But she keeps bringing the fact that he keeps following, and even while she's been there, that he's following a lot of women. But he says that he's not interacting with them. He said that if they say something, he'll be nice and not be rude and say something back. He said he hasn't really flirted with them basically or anything and whatnot. But you know what? I was actually proud of Zia for once. He actually turned everything back on Emma, because I guess there was a time that Emma had ghosted Zia. They were talking for a little bit, for a few days or whatever, and he didn't know what had happened. So he confronted Emma about what happened in those days that you ghosted, basically. And Emma just kept on saying, I was just going through a breakup. And then what else? And she just kept on saying, I was going through a breakup. I was going through a bad breakup. And she just kept on saying, I'm going through a breakup and everything. And she wouldn't give any specifics, but she just kept on saying, I'm going through a breakup. Now, mind you, in this moment, she had the perfect opportunity to tell Zia that about her ex in Morocco, her other ex, Mohammed, and that was also in Morocco around the same time that they were together. Perfect opportunity to come clean about that. So I love how she is hindering Zia about, is he talking to other girls that he's following and stuff. But you got Emma not being truthful to him and everything. So it's just a complete mess. And they're the only couple that people are just not feeling right now and everything. And I just don't I'm just not a fan of them. I really don't. I'm not a fan of them. Neither one of them, to be honest with you. So that was Emma and Zia. Next couple I'm going to talk is Laura and Berkan. So Laura had arrived to Turkey last week, and Berkan gave her basically the cold shoulder. She slept alone and everything, and she was kind of disappointed about sleeping alone and stuff and everything. Laura did say that they had a conversation without the cameras, and they ended up making out and stuff and everything, but they were not intimate though. So Laura has a special day 2 date plan for them the next day. And where are they going, you may ask? They're going to go see a plastic surgeon. That's right, because Turkey does. I guess Turkey is really good with plastic surgery because we know Darcy and Stacy go there all the time to get their plastic surgery. Well, as we all know, Laura has a lot of loose skin from her recent weight loss and everything. So she's considering doing loose skin removal surgery and everything. And so she booked an appointment in Turkey, and the only availability that they had while she was there was on day 2. So she had to take Burcon to the doctors. So Laura and Burcon, they go to the doctors. Laura had to like lift up her shirt and had to like basically show her stomach area and everything, and the doctor had to take pictures and stuff and say where and tell them like where they would had to like do the first incision basically and everything. And after they took the pictures and then they went back to review them, Burcon like saw it. Laura was very, very insecure of what she saw, basically. And I give Laura credit because just having that, just having the picture of your stomach like that, like being shown on national TV, that's really that was really brave. That was really brave and everything. She says she has really insecurities in her stomach area still, even though she's lost a lot of weight and everything. Bear Con was just sitting there like really quiet and just like not saying anything. So after the appointment was over, Laura asked Bear Con, like, Bear Con, are you comfortable? And he was just like, yeah, I think I am comfortable, basically, and everything. So after the appointment, like Bear Con was really quiet. Now he said that, this really doesn't really like bother him that much because it's who they are and everything. So they go for like a nice little walk around the town and everything, and they talk about it. And Bear Con did say like, whatever you decide to do, I'm going to stand by you 100%. This is your life and everything, and like basically you don't have to worry about me when it comes to this particular thing, basically. So I thought that was very sweet and supporting of Bear Con. I think yeah, like that probably like threw him for a surprise at first, but I think he really likes Laura. So, but we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, that scene was very, very brave. Like I don't know if I would be able to, like, if I was in that position, just have like my to be able to let that happen if that was me. So I give Laura really credit for that scene in particular. So yeah, but that was Laura and Bear Con. Next couple I want to talk is freaking Lisa and Daniel. So Lisa arrives to Nigeria. Daniel is on his way to pick her up. They're going to be staying at a hotel in Lagos and not in Daniel's hometown, because Daniel's hometown has just a lot of problems, kidnappings, and all that craziness. So for the safety, they're going to be staying in Lagos. So Daniel is actually still really worried about like her being with a woman past and everything, and little does he know it's just the start of it. So Lisa's arriving to Nigeria. She's all quirky and everything. She gets to the airport and she pulls a Darcy. She like goes to the bathroom, gets herself. She sets up her phone and her light and her makeup and cleans herself up. And she takes like tissues and stuff and starts like wiping her, and then wiped her private area. Did not need to see that and everything. But she's all quirky and excited and everything. Then she goes out and she meets Daniel, and they had like a really awkward kiss, basically. It was a little awkward in my opinion, but they were quirky to see each other, and they had a little airport moment. Next thing you know, Daniel brings Lisa outside, and there's like a lot of people there doing like the traditional African dances and stuff, like welcoming Lisa to Nigeria and stuff. I love that. I love when African countries do that. Just do them like give you a nice little welcome with the dance and stuff and everything. And they had Lisa dancing and stuff and everything, trying to fit in and everything. And I thought that was really cool. That was really cool for that. And then the next thing you know, Daniel pulls out a ring and proposes to Lisa right out the gate, saying, "Will you marry me?" and everything. And we left off with a cliffhanger on that. So, is Lisa going to like really go against her daughter's wishes? You know, her daughter took to a Reddit post and like really like talked a lot about her mom and stuff and everything. You guys might have to go check that out, because remember I said last week we're starting up, we are going to do everything we can to help her daughter Faith out out of this, and this doesn't work and everything. So I thought it was a cute airport moment, but we all know that things are not going to be all daisies and roses with this couple. But you know, I like seeing the love right now. Let it enjoy for right now. But when it goes down, it's gonna go down. So yeah, that was Lisa and Daniel. Next couple I want to talk is Jovan and Annalyn. So, as we know, we met Jovan and Annalyn last week. And remember, they're already married, but they never met. They had that virtual wedding. This time, finally, Jovan has arrived to the Philippines. He's still saying that Annalyn's really unhinged and everything. You know, we fully got to meet Annalyn in this episode. We seen her talk to her mom and get her stuff ready and stuff. Um, Annalyn had opened up in this episode and said, now she got like she went viral for what she said last week, saying that you're American, go get therapy. Last week, she went viral for that comment that everybody's cracking up on. This episode, she opened up and said that like after that her and Jovan got married, I guess Jovan was looking at a lot of podcasts about like masculinity and stuff and everything. And it talked a lot about like submission and stuff and wants this woman to be submissive. And when he brought that to Annalyn, she was just like, well, what the hell? Basically, like she's not going to be the submissive wife, basically, and everything. And you know, I guess like from then that's what started like the bulk of their problems, basically, and everything. But nevertheless, you know, Annalyn is really, really, really quirky and everything. She loves to chat. She said that she was when she went to university, she studied communications. Me too, Annalyn, me too. I studied journalism in college. You're in communications or in the same field, basically, and everything. She says she just loves chatting, and we could tell. And but now like it's hard, she does everything on American time, because with her being married to Jovan, it's kind of hard for her to you know like do jobs and everything, because she's like up all night and then sleeping during the day. But she says Jovan sends her about like between $400 to $700 a month. Okay, you know, normally I'd be like, but since y'all are married, then that's, I guess I ain't gonna say nothing since you guys are married. But if that was a boyfriend and girlfriend thing, but since y'all married, that's fine. So Jovan arrives to the Philippines, and Annalyn is there waiting on them. They have their little airport moment and everything. They're happy. She's happy and everything. They're in a car ride, and Annalyn is just basically all excited and everything. You know, she's like kissing all over Jovan. Jovan just seems really tired and everything. But they booked this like hotel and everything, and Jovan has been traveling for 30 hours basically, and he, I guess, like took off his shoes, and I guess his shoes, once he took off his shoes, a big smell popped out, and she was like, like your feet stink, basically. And he was like, well, I've been in boots for like 30 hours, basically. And she was like, why would you wear boots on a plane for 30 hours, basically? So she was like, go get a shower. Go get a shower. She's like, all right. He was like, all right. So he gets his shower. Annalyn is just all excited because she says she hasn't been intimate with anybody in years now, and kind of forgets how to do things. So she's just excited. So Jovan comes out, and they start kissing and stuff and everything, and then that's where we left off. I'm guessing they probably much needed and got their groove on and everything. And that was that. Now, that was a good moment, but I know things are the same with them. Things are going to be blowing up here soon with them. Now, before I go to Forrest and Sheena, I have to tell y'all something. Anna Lynn commented on my video last week. She's the first 90-dayer to find my YouTube channel and comment. And Anna Lynn and I had a nice little conversation in the DMs last week. She really is a really sweet girl. She told me just to wait and see what happens, obviously, and you'll see how she is the way she is and everything. So, and like I said, we had a really nice conversation in the DMs. Thank you, Anna Lynn, for finding my video. This is now. And I told her I call it as I see it, but just with this, like this is big for our channel. This is big for our channel. Like I said, she is the first 90-dayer to really follow me, and I think she did subscribe. I'm not sure, but yeah. But Anna Lynn, thank you so much. And I told her I can't wait to hear more of your story and everything. There's gonna be some good and some bad. We're gonna be here for it. But like I said, she really is a really sweet girl, and I'm glad that we had a nice conversation. So thank you, Anna Lynn. Looking forward to more of your story. So anyway, that was Jovan and Anna Lynn. And the last couple we got to talk is Forrest and Sheena. So Forrest and Sheena, as we know what happened last week, Forrest's mom, Molly, she's getting on everybody's nerves. Forrest and Sheena are actually people's favorite couples, basically. But it's just that, I get Sheena lied. Like, Sheena did lie. But she just needs to, she did explain herself. No excuse for the lying, but she did explain herself. Her parents are intimidating. She loves her parents, don't get me wrong, but it's just intimidating. So Sheena is still taking Forrest and the family just out around the town, just showing them her country and her culture and everything. And the mom is liking that, basically. But Forrest and Sheena had a conversation saying that in order for them to get married, they need to Forrest needs to get their approval. Now, when Forrest heard that, he was not happy, because he's really not a fan of her parents just because of the money issue, and he really doesn't really care about the blessing. But I know Forrest, I get it, but it's still a thing. He said, well, he even told her that you need to cut off your parents. No, you don't need to cut off her parents, but she needs to just start being a little bit more full-grown independent more and everything. So when we go confront the parents, we want to go alone first before Forrest's parents come. So they had that conversation. Forrest wasn't really too thrilled about that conversation. So he has to go. Now he had to go and tell Molly and Dev, the stepdad. So Forrest and Sheena say, look, Mom, we decided that we're going to go meet Sheena's parents, just me and her for first. And then if you want to come, please just come the next day. And Molly would not take that as an answer, and wouldn't accept that. She's like, oh, they're gonna manipulate you. They're gonna try to manipulate my son and everything. I know I want to go. I'll be quiet, but I want to go, and yada yada yada. And Forrest is like, no, Mom, no. No, you have to trust me in this situation. You have to let me be an adult. I'm an adult. Sheena's an adult and everything. But she lied. I can't trust her right now. And I don't even think I could trust you in this moment. And Sheena was just like, well, my parents are not fully bad people. And then when Molly heard that, she's like, oh, so the story's changing now. Oh, there's no consistency with the story now. It keeps changing. Oh, so now they're not bad people or anything. Nobody said that they were bad people. and everything. They're a little greedy, but they're not bad people. That's still her parents. Here's the thing. I can't stand this when people do this. I had somebody do this to me before too. When you complain about like people in your family and stuff, the hurt that they've done to you, because family hurts you too, not just other people. Family hurts you too, and stuff. But when you like confide in somebody that even a family member had did you wrong and stuff, it doesn't mean that they don't love that person, don't love them. Like it's some but it's not meant for the person you confide in to use that against you and everything and be like, oh, your parents don't love you, they don't do this for you, they don't care about you or anything. Like, just because certain things that you don't agree with, but it doesn't mean that they don't love you and everything. So I wish people would quit doing that. Yes, Sheena's parents can be extra, but that doesn't mean they're horrible people and that they don't love her and that she don't love them. Because at the end of the day, that's still her parents and everything. And if something happened to them, she would feel upset about it. So Molly needs to understand that. So Molly's flipping out. Oh, the story's changing. You keep lying, blah, blah, blah. And she eventually just said, you know what, whatever, just go, whatever. And Sheena was just like, oh, thank God. Yes. The producers asked Sheena, did you get what you wanted out of this conversation? She's like, yep. So I can't wait to see how this plays out. Now, the only thing I'm mad about Forrest is that you don't. Yes, you want her to get away from her parents, but you got to do it right. You can't get her away from her parents out of spite, basically. So he needs to find out like a little bit more mature plan to get Sheena away from her parents instead of it out of spite. Because if it's out of spite, then they're just gonna resent you even more and not like you at all. So, yeah, that was Forrest and Sheena. And that was basically it for the episode. We did not see Rick and Trisha in this episode, or Stig and what's her name, Aviva and Stig. I think we're gonna see all of the couples in next week's episode, except for Elise and her man. Remember, we ain't gonna see Elise until the second half of the season. I can't wait to see Elise's journey later in the season. So yeah, I think by the time that comes out, her scenes come out. Some of these scenes will end early. I don't know whose scenes will end early, but yeah. Now, before I sign off, Laura and Bearcon. Laura did a question. I forgot to mention. Laura did a question, Q&A on Instagram, like they always do and everything. And she actually answered my question. I just asked a simple question: did you guys film the tell-all already? And Laura responded to my question by saying, "I can't confirm or deny, but she said you'll want popcorn." Interesting. So I'm guessing. So she said that she can't confirm or deny. That means they did film the tell-all, and the tell-all is going to be juicy. When people give those kind of responses, they basically give it out without giving it out. So I can't confirm or deny, but you'll want popcorn. That means yes, we filmed the tell-all, and it's going to be good. And she could have said that. I think that that's not against the NDA to say, yes, we filmed the tell-all already, and everything. I think just saying that is not against the NDA. She didn't give you the specific, without saying the specifics, what happened during the tell-all, then yeah. But just saying, yeah, we already filmed, you'll see it in a few months or whatever. But, oh well. But anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back on tomorrow to recap tonight's episode of The Other Way. I think we've got a couple episodes left before The Other Way tell-all, so I'm kind of ready for The Other Way tell-all now. And I think rumor has it after The Other Way ends, we'll have the Single Life come back. So we'll see if we get a trailer in this week or something. So anyway, guys, again, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see y'all again soon. Bye, y'all.